I suppose we've been using a few acronyms already, talking about BECS and NPP. So for those people who may not be familiar with all of it, Paul, do you want to give us a quick 101 on the difference?
Yeah, so BECS has been around forever. So it's built on technology that is quite old, and the banks go off and historically go off and talk to each other around about 6 times a day. So they go off and they pick up great big files and send them in between each other. But there's also a tree-like structure behind BECS whereby generally the major banks all talk, but then you have building societies and other banks that sort of sit underneath the major tier 1 banks. So sometimes if your employer's with a building society, it needs to go off and talk to its tier 1 bank before it talks to another tier 1 bank that might then go and talk to an employee's building society that's there underneath it. So that's where all of these delays happen with the BECS system. And it also means that if, let's go off and say that someone processes payroll and they just miss one of those interchange times, okay, it means that the talking between the banks doesn't go off and occur for another 4 hours or that type of thing. So they do have sort of settlements at sort of 6:30, 9 o'clock, 10:30 at night to go off and make sure that they all do get there. But that's where all of the different delays happen with BECS. Also with those interchanges, the banks then move the money between themselves, generally only once a day. But as we start moving into the new payments platform, the messages are real time between any bank that is on the new payments platform. So, and as those messages push around, okay, the money between the banks is also moving at the same time. So it does go off and mean that things can go off and happen really as fast as the electronic infrastructure behind it. So it's going from being hours of messages pushing around to really just being a couple of seconds between things being sent and things arriving. So